everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Yoga Anywhere. I'm so glad you've decided to join me today. And I'm in an actual yoga studio today. So I am back home in beautiful Canmore, Alberta, Canada. If you've never been there or heard of it before, just do a little Google on it. It's right in the heart of the Canadian Rocky Mountains, and it's so beautiful here. And I am at the Yoga Lounge, which is one of the yoga studios in Canmore. It's my home-based studio, my favorite studio in the whole world, and I'm so lucky to be able to share this studio with you guys today. So I went on a big hike yesterday, and I have super sore legs. So today's practice is going to be a yoga practice for hiking. So if you haven't gone hiking, but you've been running or biking or anything where you've been using your legs strongly a lot, this will feel really good. So what you're going to need for your practice is something to sit on. So if you have an actual bolster, you can use that. And then you'll also want a strap. So if you don't have an actual yoga strap, no big deal. Grab like a towel or some sort of like stretchy resistance band, anything that just can help you support your legs. So we're going to start by placing the bolster underneath our hips, just to give us a little bit more of height while we're sitting down, so it's a little bit more comfortable with our tight legs. And we're just going to start in a comfortable seated position. Shoulders down and back, hands just resting on your knees, and taking a nice deep breath here with your eyes closed. So inhale deeply. Exhale, let it out. Once more, inhale deeply. Exhale, let it out. Really good. Inhale both of your arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, twisting over to the right, allowing your right hand to come behind your sit bones, left hand to the outside of your knee. So you can inhale to lengthen. Allow the twist to really come from your belly. Then allowing the twist to move up into your chest, your shoulders, and finally your head. So really allowing the twist to come from your spine here. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale deeply. And exhale, slowly unwind, arms back up to the ceiling. And then exhale, twist the other direction. So left hand behind you, right hand to the outside of your left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist, starting from your belly and working your way all the way up. Head will be last. Just a nice, gentle twist. You might be thinking, but you said we were going to work on our legs. Of course we are going to work on our legs today and do some stretching, but every part of the body is important, especially if you're doing something like hiking. You're probably carrying some sort of pack with snacks and water, and the upper body is important too when it comes to having a sore lower body. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly return to center, blinking your eyes open. Take an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky again. Then exhale, just folding forward here. Just walking your hands out in front of you, maybe allowing your elbows to come onto the mat. Relaxing your head and neck here. Nice deep breaths. Really good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly walk your hands back up to center. Removing the bolster from underneath your sit bones and coming onto all fours here. So as you come onto all fours, stacking wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. On an inhale, drop your belly, reach your hips and head coming into cow pose. On an exhale, rounding through the spine, coming into cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming back to neutral and stretching the left leg long behind you. So flexing through the toes and just beginning to rock back and forth. So just beginning to open up into the back line of the legs, into the calves, into the Achilles. Read all those tight, sticky places in the body. And then as you're ready, releasing through the left leg and reaching the right leg back, stretching the side out as well. Really good. Great. And then as you're ready, releasing out of that, spreading through all 10 of your fingers, tucking your toes and sending your hips into downward facing dog. And as you come into this, just bending through your knees, bending one knee and then the other, just walking out the dog. Really finding space and length through your legs here, through your shoulders and arms. Allowing your back to be nice and long. Taking nice deep inhales and exhales. And then looking towards your hands and walking your feet to meet your hands at the top of your mats. Take an inhale, draw your hands to your shins, long spine. And then exhale, folding forwards. Bending through one knee and then the other. And then inhale, hands to shins, long spine. Exhale, folding forwards. And as we come into this forward fold, I want your feet to be about hips width distance. Plant your left hand in between your feet, but right ahead of you, so it's right below your face. And then bending through your left leg and reaching your right arm up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Really good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly release. Shaking out your legs from side to side. And then planting your right hand, bending through your right knee, and reaching your left leg long, or left hand long up towards the ceiling. Really good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly release. And then we'll slowly roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time. Head will come up last. And then inhale, arms up towards the ceiling. I'll face you so you can see me. And basically what we're going to do is interlace our fingers, or forefingers up towards the ceiling, thumbs released. Inhale deeply and exhale over towards the right. Really good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, come back up to center. Take a deep inhale breath here, creating a lot of space and length. And then exhale over towards the left. Really good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, coming back up to center. Take a nice deep inhale breath, and then on an exhale, allowing yourself to dive forward, bending your knees if you need to. Take an inhale, draw your hands to your shins, long spine. And then as you exhale, plant your hands and step your right foot back behind you, dropping your back knee down, untucking your toes. Left hand to your left knee, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Coming into a nice hip flexor stretch here. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, reaching your right arm over towards the left, stretching through the side body. Deep breaths here. Really good. Inhale deeply. Exhale back through center. Plant your hands and walk your hands back and meet into a hamstring stretch or a half Hanumanasana here. Really good. Lengthening through your spine as much as you can. Inhale deeply. Exhale, walk your hands back up to center, both hands in between or in front of your left foot. Walk your left foot out about 45-degree angle out and sink yourself down into lizard pose. You can stay up on your hands, you can come down onto your elbows, you can use your bolster to support you here. Just finding some meat feels nice on the body. Really good. One more deep inhale and exhale. Inhale deeply here. Plant your hands if you haven't already. And then exhale, walk your foot back to center, tuck your back toes under, and we're going to step up to forward folds. On the inhale breath, draw your hands to your shins, half lift lengthen, and then exhale, folding forwards. Really good. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, step your left foot back this time, dropping your back foot down, untucking your toes, right hand to right knee, left arm up towards the ceiling. Stretching into that left hip flexor. And then take a deep inhale breath, and as you exhale, tip slightly over to the right, feeling that nice side body stretch as well. Inhale deeply. Exhale back to center. Plant your hands, and then allow yourself to come back to that half Hanumanasana or half splits. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Relaxing your shoulders as much as you can. Relaxing through your head and neck. And try not to grip anywhere that you don't need to. So sometimes we'll clench into the jaw, the eye muscles, the shoulders, the fingers. Just seeing if you can really encourage the places that don't need to work to relax. Inhale deeply. Exhale, walk yourself back up, both hands in between on the inside of your right foot. Walk your foot out, 45-degree angle, coming back into that lizard pose. Using your bolster if you did so on the other side. Or pillow or whatever you have. And just noticing how this side feels compared to the other side. This side for me has felt a lot more tight and sticky. So just going with the flow, noticing how you feel without judgment. There's no need to force anything. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly coming back up. And then walking your foot back in between, so it's center of your hands, tucking your back toe under, and stepping your left foot to meet your right at the top of your mat. So as you arrive here, drawing your hands to your shins, half lift lengthen, and then exhaling to fold forward. Heel turn your feet out above mats with distance, feet out 45 degrees, sinking your hips down for Malasana or Yogi Squat. Draw your hands together at your heart and using your elbows to slightly open up your legs. If this doesn't feel so good, you can use your bolster to support you, so look just like this. Where you just place your heels underneath, or the bolster underneath your heels, and then just come into that squat. Try and keep your back nice and long here. And use your breath to sink deeper into it. Use your breath to feel the sensation. Use your breath to aid you in making your way through this pose. If it has a lot of sensation in your body, it's mental, physical, whatever it is, just use your breath to allow yourself to settle. 2 more breaths. Really good. Take a deep inhale breath, blinking your eyes open. And then exhale, standing all the way back up. Really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to step out to the long edge of our mat. Again, feet are about 45 degrees out. And we're going to sink into a version of goddess pose. So usually we bring our arms up into cactus arms. We're going to bring our hands down to the inside of our legs. And then just bring one shoulder in. So starting with the right. And use that hand to put a little bit of impact onto your leg. Not too much, you don't want to have any pain, you just want a little bit of sensation here on the inside of your leg. Inhale deeply, and exhale, switch shoulders. Really good. On your next exhale, switch again, and we'll do every breath now. So just switching for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then from here, we're going to sink down into the right leg. So coming into Skandasana. So if your heel can stay on the ground, that's great. If it can't, it's totally fine. We're going to feel a nice stretch to the inner line of the leg. Keep your hands either down lightly on the ground or bring them up to prayer position at your heart. Inhale deeply, and exhale, switch over towards the left. Really good. See if you can keep your back nice and long, your breath nice and deep. And if you can gaze, find the drishti point just right in front of you and allow your focus to fall onto that. Back to the right. Really good. Nice deep breaths here. Back to the left. Back to the right, and then shifting into a lunge here, and then drawing your back foot in about a foot and allowing your back foot to be about 45 degrees out, squaring off your hips and coming into pyramid pose here. Breathing nice and deep. And if your hands can't touch the mat, just allow them to fall gently on your shins or your quad, either above or below your knee, but not directly on the kneecap. See if you can keep your back as straight as possible, your hips as square as possible, and your head and neck nice and soft. Really good. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, fold once more. Inhale, lengthen once again. And then exhale, step your left foot to meet your right. And then step your right foot back, coming into pyramid pose on the other side. Once again, finding your positioning with your legs and squaring off those hips and chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold here. Really good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, bring your right foot to meet your left. Slowly roll it up to standing. Really good. So we're gonna come into a standing figure 4 pose. So what we're gonna do is shift our weight onto our left. Bring our right foot up, bend at the knee, bring it right above the top of the knee, so on the nice fleshy bit of the quad, and then sink down into it, bringing your hands to your heart if you can. And then sink down enough until you feel a little bit of a stretch through your glute, through your outer hip. Really good. Finding that gaze, that drishti. This will allow you to focus in the balance as well as focus through the sensation, because it's often hard when we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm stretching so much, this is really intense. On top of that, I'm standing on one leg. You've got this, 2 more breaths. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, standing back up, giving a little bit of a shake, and then shift over to the right. Left foot up, bend at your knee, cross your ankle over your knee or over the part above your knee, and then sink back, hands to prayer. So finding that balance, that gaze, that nice deep breath, that point where you feel a sensation but there's no pain. Really good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly come back up to standing. Shaking it out, letting it go. Really good. So now what I want you to do is just start bending through your knees. Bending, 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 until we come all the way down onto our backs. So grabbing your strap or whatever you're going to use here. So instead of doing forward folds, we are going to do sort of like a forward fold, but on our back. So this is going to be a little bit better for our legs, especially if they're tight like mine are. So just placing both of your feet into the strap out towards the ceiling. You want a nice straight leg if you can. And then you can just wrap your hands in the strap. Allow your elbows to be nice and relaxed on the ground. So this isn't a big like yanking your legs to your face. It's just a nice relaxed stretch. And you can bring the intensity up a little bit by flexing through your feet and then just slowly drawing your feet towards your face just a little bit. Really nice deep inhales and exhales, in and out of the nose here. And really allowing yourself to settle in. Really good. Now we're going to release the left leg down. You can either keep it bent or lay it straight and shift the strap over into your right hands. Allowing your foot to come out over towards the right. Placing your left hand on your left hip and making sure you keep that down. Really good. Inhale deeply. And exhale, draw your leg up towards center. Switch the strap in your hand, same foot. And allow your foot to come over towards the left. Your toes are going to switch directions just a little bit, pointing over towards the left. Place your hand in that right hip crease and really encourage your hip down. So you should feel this in the IT band and the outside line of the legs, a little bit into the calves if your calves are tight like mine. I think that just might be the tightness of my calves though. So breathing deep inhales and exhales into the sensations here. Inhale deeply. Exhale back through to center. I'm going to bring the left foot up to meet the right. Bring towards my face for just a second, just noticing the difference between the left and the right. And then bring the right down and keep the left up. Switching the strap into my left hands and allowing my left leg to fall out towards the left, maybe extending the right leg. Right hand is on the right hip. Breathing nice deep inhales and exhales into the stretch here. And inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly bringing your leg back up to center. Switch the hand of the strap, pointing your toes over towards the left, and then allowing your foot to slowly fall over towards that direction. Pushing the left hip down. Really good. So this one has way more sensation for me, so this means I really need to breathe deeply into it, just because I feel so much more in my body. This line of my leg is a lot tighter, so the outside line of my leg is a lot tighter than the inside line of my leg. Just notice how that shows up for you, where your tightnesses are, what you feel, that sort of thing. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly come back to center, releasing them down. And then the last pose we're going to do before we head into our Shavasana is Happy Baby. So draw your knees in towards your chest. Reach your hands in between your knees to grab the outside edges of your feet. And then pushing the bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling, ideally keeping all the vertebrae of your spine up towards the ceiling. Really good. You can rock side to side here. You can extend your legs straight and then bend them again if you want. Really just finding somewhere that feels good for you, moving intuitively into your body. And as you're ready, slowly releasing your legs down and heading into Shavasana. So you can either just allow your legs to fall out long like we normally do, or we've got this great wall here. You might have a wall at your house as well that you can use, or a chair or a couch or something where you can put your legs up. This is going to be really good to switch the blood flow of our legs after a big day of hiking. So just swinging your sit bones around, bringing your feet up, and then either allowing your hands to fall onto your belly or along by your sides. Taking a nice deep cleansing breath here, so inhale through your nose. Exhale, side up through your mouth. Really good. Allowing yourself to settle into this and just feel supported by the weight of the floor. We'll stay here for a couple of moments here together, but if you can stay here for 3 to 5 minutes, that'd be really, really great for your feet, your body, just everything in general. As always, I thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe, share with friends and family, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.